So Paul versus Jesus. Yes, I don't think you guys realize that Paul or Saul of the Bible is actually anti-Jesus. So I'm here to show you because it's in the Bible. And the reason you don't know this is because you don't read your Bible. You just go to church, you pay somebody, and that somebody, your preacher, you pay your preacher money, because you do. You give him money, he gets a salary. You pay him to your ears. So that's why, where you should be reading your own Bible, studying for your own self. You carry your own load. You don't pay somebody else to carry your load for Jesus. Jesus never said, go pay somebody to carry your cross for you. So, yeah, you don't pay. Jesus never said, go pay somebody to carry your cross for you to death. Jesus never said that. So, Paul versus Jesus. Jesus says, if you do not become like children, you will not get to come into the kingdom of Jesus. In other words, to his house. You can't come to his house. Just like if I say, hey, if you don't clean up your mud off of you, you can't come into my house. Period. It's the same thing. So, but Christians poo-poo on that. And they go to Paul, because Paul says, when I was a child, I spake as a child, I thought as a child, I farted as a child. When I grew up, I put childish things away. In other words, he's telling you, screw Jesus and his childish ways. You're a grown man now. You're going to work for me, you see? So you're going to start doing what I say. You go build a church for me. You know, where Jesus said, don't build a church for me. You know, do no such thing. And he says, oh, some of you will become preachers. Well, Jesus said, no, you're not going to do that. I'm the only teacher. Some of you will be pastors, which are shepherds. And Jesus said, no, I will be the only shepherd. So, that's the context of the whole thing. But going back to children, why did Jesus say, you should be like children, or you will not? If you do not become as a child, you cannot come to my house, period. You cannot inherit the kingdom of heaven. I don't have the computers on because I got no electricity now. The sun didn't come up yet. It's starting to come up, so no electricity for me. I'm doing the Jesus thing. Well, number one, it's being a child is very complex, as you all might know. But number one is children do have a built-in bullshit meter. I don't know how much you guys dealt with children. I didn't deal with children. I don't have my own, so. But one of the things that children have is a bullshit meter. You can see this with the Santa Claus story. I had a friend who did the Santa Claus because he had a beard, and he was telling me his experiences because he was very distraught because he's trying to walk the righteous path, and here it is trying to sell a lie for money. So it really shocked him, but I helped him through it. But yeah, the children have a bullshit meter. For example, go tell a child if a child asks you, where do babies come from? Well, a lot of parents, I don't know about today, because now, you know, Clinton was blowing Lewinsky on national television. So, you know, oral, whatever they call it, oral sex has become commonplace like anything else. So there's no more shame, there's no more covering. So in the past, people didn't disclose that to children or even young people. So If you went back then to a child, because they asked, where do babies come from? And you couldn't tell them because you don't want to tell them about vaginas and poker deals and stuff like that. So they would come up with the stork. The stork. Oh, you know what? A stork brings a baby. And you could see on their faces, the children are like, what? What? They're like, their face tells you that they're freaking confused. It's like, are you freaking bullshitting me? It's like, no. A stork comes and drops it down the chimney or through the window, puts it in the crib, and boo-hoo, there we go. Mommy has a little baby. And the children are like, this is freaking pure craziness. But you have to work at it. Then you have to go talk to the neighbors and say, hey, listen, they just asked me about how babies are, and I can't tell them about this stupid vagina. So you go ahead. So the child goes to the neighbors like, hey, what about this stuff? Oh yeah, the story. And the child's like super confused. But since the child has no way of researching this, and because they're children, they rely on adults to not tell them lies, but they do. But they still have that bullshit meter. But now take the opposite. You take a child right now and they ask you, hey, where do babies come from? And you go, hey child, did you notice when you started realizing your body that you have a little ding-ding or you have a do-do-do? I don't know how you tell your children do-do-do, because I never did tell anybody that, because it's not my job. Okay, then they go, yeah. Okay, well, you do fits in that da and b and boom, and then that kind of stuff. And the child goes, oh, yes, I get it. It all makes sense. You see, simple. You don't have to have a PhD in theology, which I didn't check. I don't have my computers up. A PhD in theology, your doctor of theology, your preacher who has a PhD behind his name, Pastor so-and-so PhD. He's telling you that he's got at least 3 years, because theology school is at least 3 years. So it has to be at least 2 years on top of that. So let's just say what he's telling you is like, I got 5 years in selling bullshit lies to you. That's why he's got it. Because when you tell the truth to a child, you don't have to even have any kind of schooling. None. You could be a Tarzan. A Tarzan swinging between the trees on vines and kicking monkeys around, and you can tell them, and the child goes, oh, okay. But it takes school and training and discipline and indoctrination for you to push a lie on people. So that's why Jesus said, here comes the sun. Okay, that's my stage lighting, is the sun. I'm going to get electricity soon, so you're in trouble. My computers are going to be up. Anywho, so that's what Jesus is telling you. You need to stop listening to bullshit PhD pastors, because they went to the school of Satan to push lies for you. Because it's not hard to tell the truth. Let your yes be yes and no. Simple. If you don't know what something means and you're well, how does he know that I'm a good child? Well, he watches you because he's got the power of a peeping Tom. And then he goes in the North Pole and makes toys. And the child's like, what the crap? How? Oh, through the chimney. Well, I don't see people going down the chimney. And then like 2 years ago, when a chimney sweep, he didn't go down to clean it like mommy goes with a toothbrush in the stupid bathroom. He just put a brush to there, because I believe that stupid chimney sweeper guy cannot fit down there. So how in God's name can a freaking fat ass Santa Claus with all that freaking red gear in his stupid hat, which has a bunch of white, go through this chimney that's freaking dark ass suit? Suit. That one. Anyways, so the child gets very confused. So the parents have to go extra hard. They got to go to school to figure out how to sell the lie. And speaking of that, it's like it happened in my family. My brother and sister-in-law got pissed off because I told them, mind you, my brother was a deacon at the time in his church, and they were selling the lie to her daughter. And I told her that, hey, she's like, oh, Santa's gonna, and I said, Santa Claus ain't real. That's all a lie. And she went and told her mom, and her mom got pissed. And she said, it's not your job to tell her about Santa Claus. I said, bullshit. It's my job to say a lie is a lie. A spade is a spade. Okay? So if you don't like it, that kind of thing. So, yeah, if you don't become like children, you cannot inherit the kingdom of Jesus. Period. So if you want to follow Paul, go ahead. But Paul, that ain't Jesus. Paul ain't Jesus. Goodbye.